What's up, interwebs? I'm that toy guy, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the LEGO Bionicle 2008 Titan Takanuva. Almost forgot his name there. So here he is, and I don't have the original box, but because of that, guess who's getting tossed? It hits my lamp on the way down. So here is Takanuva, and this thing, move the camera here, this thing is massive. It is huge. It is awesome. This thing is full of awesome. It does have its problems. Don't get me wrong, it has its problems. One of them is very blatant, like you can see it. But it is a very, very, very nice set with a very nice build. Now, just to show you how big this is, to get the comparisons out of the way, here it is next to, where'd I put it? The original. This is the original Takanuva. There it is next to the original one. It comes up to about his crotch. That's pretty short. Here's Skydive. Get him out of the way. Skydive. Again, very short. And here he is next to a modern day leader figure. This is Leader Magnus / Power Master Prime if you own the Power Master Prime. But yeah, it comes up to his midriff, his waist. This thing is tall. This thing used to be the tallest thing I owned until I got Devastator, but this thing is huge. I would compare it to Vaison and Fenrak, but there's no room on this desk, because like I've said, this desk is pretty small, so I can't compare it to that. But that's him next to a leader figure. Now I want to get a quick little comparison out of the way with the original. As you can see, he's a lot bigger, and he obviously has traded in the gold for the new darker gunmetal gray silver color. So just taking a look at the masks here, just pull it off. This is the old mask and this is the new one. They're both the same mask of light, focus, there you go. And they both share many design elements like the swoopy spikes coming out of the sides and the top, the eye slits, the nose piece, the hole, and the mouth, the way that's shaped. But this is still very different, but also the same as this. And as you can see, the colors have also changed. So yeah, there's that. And this is a lot bigger too. Like if I put it on his face, here, where's it? It looks super out of place. And if I put this one on his face, like, that also looks super out of place. It's so small. So this mask that comes with the Titan set is generally only meant for bigger sets like this. Now the white hasn't changed. He's got the same kind of white going on there, and like his feet are all white. Just pick it up. The feet are all white. As you can see, he still has shoulder pads, except they changed color instead of the chest plate. The weapons are similar, but they're different at the same time. Here's the original Takanuva's weapon, and here's the Titan Takanuva's weapon. It's a big, long staff with 3-prong thing to go up on faces. But yeah, so the weapons have changed. It's no longer a sports stick, it's now a legit thing that can kill you. And it's a simple little build, but it is effective and pulls off the look very, very well. And again, this will look really weird on him, and this will look really weird on him. So, yeah, there's that. The Titan Takanuva, though, doesn't have the storage... Stand up. Doesn't have the storage function that this guy has, where you can take the weapon and stick it on his back. He doesn't have that. You have to build that yourself. So, that may bug some people, but, yeah. So that's about it with the comparison with this guy. Now, getting on to the actual figure. It is big. It is very big. It is quite huge. I don't have a ruler or measuring tape with me because it's somewhere in the house. I don't know where it is. But yeah, it's quite big. You already saw the head sculpt. Now, piece-wise, he does have a lot of pieces used in very unique ways. Like, these were arm pieces for the Pohatu that came out that year. And they're being used as thigh armor, which I think is pretty cool. You have, these are actually shin pieces from 2006 being used as arms. These are heads. If I can pull them off here. These are Baraki heads. As you can see, there are the eyes and there are the teeth. They're using them as shoulder pads, which I think is a really cool touch. And you can't really tell that they're faces unless someone says, hey look, that's a face. You have a foot being used for a crotch plate, which I think is pretty cool. That also means that he's constantly being kicked in the crotch, but oh well. He does have, on the back here, a lot of Technic beams. Like, a lot of stuff is exposed at the back. They could have armored this up a little bit, but they didn't, and again, oh well. He does have Agori Matoran style arms at the back here. He also has a very Technic-centric build for the legs. Very Technic. You got Hordika feet and Hordika arms. I think this is a pretty neat touch here. You have some claws down here. His hands do articulate. The thumb does move in and out, so that's really nice. But this set does have two glaring major problems. The first being one that it can't really control at that time was the plastic quality. And these ball joints here, as you can see, they're one solid white piece, right? Then you look at this hand and there's gaps in it. These are the old ball joints. These are the new ones. These ones, because they're thinner here, used to break all the time. Like, there's a couple on the set when I bought it that were broken. So I replaced them with these for now till I can get proper ones of those. But yeah, these are a lot stronger. And then in 2007, I think it was when it started, the plastic quality got so crappy that everything started breaking. Like, I have a couple, like there's one here on the leg. I had to replace that. I had to replace the elbow here and under the armpit right there. That's it, I think. Yeah, I think that's it for the stuff I had to replace. But it is kind of a bummer. Now, the other thing that is glaring, and I know I mentioned this in previous Bionicle reviews where I said it doesn't bother me that much in the sets, but in this one it does because he's all white. The problem is the red and the blue pins. They are so sticky outy on this figure. Like, they're just like polka dots everywhere. Like, he's got them there, on his feet. Turn them around, you got them there, you have them there, you have them, you can see them through here, you have them there as well. They're just all over the place, and it does get a little bit annoying because he's a white figure. And on Takanuva, they had the same thing on the original one as well, but they weren't as sticky outy. So, I mean, take that as you will. But this thing is still, if you can ignore that and the plastic quality, this thing is still amazing. Now, this isn't the biggest Bionicle figure ever released. This was until they released the Toa Matanui set, which is, I think, a whole, like, upper torso taller than this. I don't know, because I don't own it, and it's going for like $800 on eBay. And Bricklink is also expensive and stuff, and Walmart.com still sells them. Walmart.com still sells, well, on their website, I found that they still have Toa Matanui that it says is still in stock. So if you want to order one, they're on there. They're just like $300. So that's why I haven't bought one yet. So this is the biggest standalone Bionicle figure I have in my collection. And looking at him, you might think, oh, he has tons of articulation. But that's another problem this figure has, is that due to his height and his girth, they have to put these little support bits here and there all around the figure. Like, you got the pistons here, you have these bits, and you have these bits on the back of his arms. Those kind of hinder his articulation just due to the fact that they help him stand, which is great, but they don't really help him with the articulation, which is bad. So, getting into that, he has a double jointed neck, which is, just take this off here, connected via a Metru thigh piece here, the new design of them, on a ball joint down at the base and a ball joint at the top of the neck. And this armor piece here has a little slit right at the top for this to fit through. So you have this ball joint here, then you have this ball joint at the top, so he can look down, and he can look up very far. You do have some head pivot, and the head can do a full 360 degrees, along with a little bit of neck pivot in there as well. Now, the arms can do a full 360, but because of the support piece at the back, they can't. So they can go forward about that far. They can go back about that much. And I'll show you how this support piece works. Just works just like that. You see how it goes there? It'll move around with the arm, which is quite nice. I like how that works. Due to this, he does still retain that butterfly joint in there that helps with the with the elbow swivel. Elbows can bend all the way. No rotation there. Hands are on ball joints, like I said, and the thumb can move, open and close. Nothing at the waist. No Bionicle except for the Roxy, the Matoran, and the 2016 sets have waist articulation. Everything else doesn't. But the hips can go forward about only that far. They can go back only that much due to the way this works, as you can see there. That's how it works. They can go out that far though. They just can't. Can they hold their own weight? No, they cannot hold their own weight. Their legs are a little too heavy. You do have that upper thigh swivel sort of thing. Oh, and this piece likes to twist on you sometimes, so you might want to be careful with that. He does have a knee bend, and the piston does work. It is a working piston. I loved these pieces. I really wish they had brought them back with G2 when G2 was still around. And the feet are on double ball joints due to the pistons, so the feet can go down, they can go up, and they can turn side to side, and he does have ankle pivot, which is really nice. Now, going back to that whole plastic problem that 2008 had, I'll show you right here. If the camera will focus, there is, come on, you can see right there, that's a piece that's breaking. That's from just putting it together that came apart. Now you can use this, if I don't knock my lights, you can use this to fix it, but it's not a very permanent fix because the plastic will still break on you because it's so brittle. But yeah, that's how they break, is the ball joints there kind of separate and then come off, and it makes everything loose. Then you get like Hasbro style ball joints. And one comparison I forgot to make was, here he is next to a modern day Bionicle. And they fixed that ball joint problem with these. Like, these ball joints here are super tight and are super sturdy. They're thicker. As you can see here, let's take some off. Where is it? Here it is. They're a lot thicker than these because they kind of tapered these off, whereas the older ones were just stock, just like that. So the tapering them off and the plastic quality of that year was what led to them breaking. But overall, fell off the table. Oh well. Overall, this is a very nice figure. Now, he does come with two accessories. He comes with, as of course, the stick that goes in this little port in his thumb there. You just put that in there, and now he's got, it's like the Combiner Wars hands. Now he's got his little stick. It rotates in his hand. The dryer's going off. And yeah, it is a little heavy, but this figure doesn't have much problems holding it unless, say, you break a ball joint. So there's that, and then the next thing, if I can speak, and the next thing he comes with is a Midax Sky Blaster, which is this thing. These things are powerful. They are very powerful. And in this chamber here, the chamber can hold about 4 of these Amorspheres. I have a different colored one in here because I shot one and I couldn't find it, so I just put a different one in there. But yeah, basically they fire by pulling on this here. So let's just see that there's the mist-colored one. But that's how they fire, and I can't find it. Where'd it go? Oh, it rolled off onto the floor. Let's leave it there. But yeah, they are very, very powerful. And just to prove this, getting takanuva out of the way, stay. We are going to bring in the MagnaGuard. Move my size comparisons out of the way. MagnaGuard. Ye old little MagnaGuard versus Midax Sky Blaster. In 3, 2, 1, fire! Let's do it again. MagnaGuard, 3, 2, 1, fire! And then there's one more left in here. One more time. 3, 2, 1, fire! He just gets annihilated by that. So yeah, and to reload these, you just put this in here and just click it in place. Click it in place. Come on. Click it in place. And let me get the one off the floor. Hang on. Boom! Got it. And you just click it in place. And it just sticks right on the bottom. Can't see. Right on the bottom of Takanuva's arm there. Just like that. So he has an underslung blaster, which I think is pretty badass. So yeah, overall, this figure's nice with the color scheme of white, silver, gunmetal gray, and polka dots. But yeah, this figure's alright. Alright. This figure's more than alright. This thing's great. It is pretty huge. It's big. It's very big. Like, here's my hand. I'm 6'3", as I previously mentioned. Here's my hand. My hands are quite big in comparison to other people's hands. And this thing's big. It is huge. So yeah, I highly recommend anyone pick this set up. Actually, I think there's a set after... what am I pointing a fan at for? There was a figure in Hero Factory. I think Witch Doctor is taller. And I'm not 100% sure about the Star Wars buildable action figures General Grievous. I don't know if that's taller because I don't own that one. I don't own Witch Doctor either. My friend has General Grievous and we compared it to this guy, but I can't remember who's taller. But one of them is taller, or I think they're the same height. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think they're the same height. So that has been my look at the LEGO Bionicle 2008 Titan Takanuva. And I'm that toy guy, and I knocked the camera. Let me try that again. This has been my look at the 2008 Titan Takanuva from Bionicle, and I'm that toy guy, and stay tuned for my next video.